Hello again my friends, this is the boy and his dog, and welcome to the channel where I play, rank and review every game released on the Evercade, old and new. In today's episode we finally reached the final part of my complete ranking of every console cart on the Evercade with my top 10 favourite carts. Now it goes without saying that this is just my opinion, it's just for fun and an excuse to go through all the old carts on the system. This is my top 10, I love every single cart at time of doing this list. There may be a bit of recency bias of a couple, but what can you do if they are the carts you play the most? So the order to a degree isn't that important. Well it is, well it isn't. I had to generally find reasons to push one ahead of the other, yep, the usual excuses. And with all that out of the way, it's time to get stuck in. And in 10th place is the 19th Evercade console cart Cod Masters Collection 1. There are a massive 17 games in this collection. Now this is more a Brit thing I feel. Cod Masters was a big name when I grew up, on the Spectrum and Amiga especially. Now this is the console cart, so it doesn't have the best version of these games, but in some cases that hardly matters when the lesser version is great anyway. Yes, of course, of 17 titles, there are some fillers, but that's fine when you're sat next to such brilliant titles as Sensible Soccer. Yes, I know, it's sports, it's fucking football. But even I am weak to sensible software. And of course, the crown goes to the king of the collection, Cannon Fodder. Yeah, we are missing the War Has Never Been So Much Fun song from the Amiga edition and the dodgy FMV opening of the CD32 version. But they would have just been Brucey bonuses. I will always go back and try and keep my original dudes alive through to the end. I will never succeed, but that doesn't stop me from keep trying. And in 9th place is the 27th Evercade console cart and second dual cartridge, Always Awakening and Cathedral. Two outstanding, sizable adventures firmly in the realms of Metrovania, is that what they call this type of game now? I think Cathedral is the slightly better of the two, but when both are awesome, that doesn't matter to a great degree. This really should be in everyone's collection. Now at time of making this video, Cathedral, which plays native on the Evercade systems, doesn't work yet on the Super Pocket. They, I believe, are waiting on a patch from the creator of Cathedral, so we will get there, but if you only have a Super Pocket, maybe hold off on getting the cart for the time being, though saying that, Always Awakening will surely keep you busy long enough while waiting for the patch. But either way, it's best to know these things up front. I think for many this dual cart could be in their top 3 carts. I know it's highly thought of, and although I do enjoy both of these games very much, there are still others I absolutely adore more. And in 8th place is the 9th Evercade console cart Pico Interactive Collection 1. This is easily the most packed collection with 20 titles, and unlike the Atari collection which also included 20, these games are in most part much denser and the variety is definitely on point. And there really are some absolute classics. In fact, for a long time this was my top cart, but over time it slightly slipped, maybe in part to overfamiliarity or just new games, new addictions. Top Racer, Radical Rex, the gorgeously hard Jim Power and the mighty Switchblade. Mila, do I bloody love that game. We also have a decent selection of RPGs, all needing a fair amount of time to get through. We have colourful platformers, beat 'em ups and some puzzle games for good measure. Honestly, this cart should be in everyone's collection. It's easily the best value for money for what you get, and some of the titles will keep you busy for a very long time to come. And in 7th place is the 11th Evercade console cart and the very first dual game cartridge, Tanglewood and Zeno Crisis. And do you know what is so delicious about this cart? How the two games are like the perfect partner to each other. The slow, chill, gorgeous exploration and puzzle solving of Tanglewood, or the insanely fast, frantic and hard Zeno Crisis. They both do their own thing ridiculously well and would singularly be the star attraction on almost any other cart. So together they are a bit of a powerhouse. Again, like every cart in this list, this should be in your collection. It would be insanity if it wasn't. Endless, bloody, gorgeous, edible shenanigans. In 6th place is the 35th Evercade console cart and the 3rd Duo Collection, Good Boy Galaxy and Witch and Whiz. If you think for one moment a guy running a YouTube channel called A Boy and His Dog would be absolutely in love with this game, then you'd be very silly, wouldn't you? Old biscuits, I am weak to the power of Maxwell, his constantly sticking out flapping tongue and chilled ability to befriend all he meets. He is such a good boy with such an addictive game. I cannot get a bloody enough of it. I love the idea of exploring planets. I was addicted to No Man's Sky for a time, and who wasn't at some point? Oh well, you would you? Anyway, different planets with a different look and a whole new gaggle of characters to meet and challenge to overcome each time. This game constantly pushes me forward. I loved it so much. Oh shit, sorry, it's a duo kart, isn't it? There's a second game, and honestly, Witch and Wiz is an okay puzzle game with an interesting rewind mechanic. But Good Boy Galaxy is just so vast and so damn playable that I still haven't had a heap of time to put to this game. So eventually, when I'm giving the game a decent bash, I may even feel more highly still of this car. But for the time being, honestly, Good Boy Galaxy is enough reason to buy this car alone. It's really that bloody good. And we're halfway there. In 5th place is the 28th Evercade console car Indie Heroes Collection 2. There are 12 games in this collection, 2 less than the previous version, and most of these we have free for a month as part of the first season of Game of the Month. So we got a few extra titles thrown in for good measure. Absolute highlights for me are Nessie the Robot, Anguna, Era the Crow Maiden, Nyx the Paradox Relic. But the 2 I continue to adore the most are Tapeworm Disco Puzzle, Low Tech Games continue to delight and never let us down. And Lunar Journey, yes, there's a pattern. Like Deadus, I'm a sucker for Game Boy style games and Dizzy type games, so this hits all the bloody buttons. Short, sweet and ridiculously edible. And in 4th place, and honestly I had to stop myself putting it even higher. I had to remind myself that it was one game and it's not the longest, but what a bloody journey it is. It's the 32nd Evercade console car, Full Void. It brought back all the same feelings of games like Flashback and Another World, and of course Heart of Bloody Darkness. Oh my god, that game. But more than that, it just has this wonderful atmosphere and vibe to it. You can get just completely lost in the world. All those lovely little animations going on in the background, or hidden down alleys, washing your face at the sink in the public toilets, or buying a drink from the dispenser, giving your character and you a moment to stop and take it all in. And the occasional flashbacks to the world as it used to be, showing the loneliness and longing for what once was. It all adds to this wonderful experience, and I love the little collector's edition we got with the coloured cart. I'm fine for this kind of level when doing single games. They have to be special games though, and this, to me anyway, is really, really special. And in third place is the 33rd Evercade console car Duke Nukem Collection 1. Yeah, there are only 3 games, and I know for many people it's not the best version of Duke Nukem 3D, but Hells Bells if it still ain't a hell of a lot of fun. Now the true stars of this collection are of course Duke Nukem 1 and 2 remastered. Now I won't lie, one of the reasons this collection is so high is not only because I love these 2 games, the addiction to trying to do 100% is real and all encompassing, and I may need help. But aside from that, it's the effort gone into these remasters. Yes, more of this please. They may also be boosted by up my list because I'm playing them on my VS Atomic Edition and the Groovy controllers, and it's just so cool, okay? Give me this one. But jokes aside, I am so impressed at what they've done. More special surprises like this are now expected going forward. Having this kind of exclusive shenanigans can surely only entice more people to take the plunge, especially with easier access points via the Super Pocket. And in second place is the 70th Evercade console car Indie Heroes Collection 1. With 14 games in this collection, it's a bit of a stonker. Even better, there isn't really a damn squid among them. Although some could argue there isn't much to Uchison. I can't pronounce that bloody name, you know what I'm like. And beside that we have some amazing titles. Foxyland and Twin Dragons have got you covered for cutesy platformers, and Doodle World ain't too shabby, even if it's a little too simple and easy, but they'll have you covered in the 3rd Indie Heroes collection. Flea is an addictive but hard little fecker, and the first of a yearly treat from Low Tech Games, and long may it continue, pretty please. I swear they can't go wrong. At this rate I'm going to have to start up the Alistair Lowe fan club. Have you seen that cool game thing he's been trying out, projecting the image onto pages of a book? Fucking amazing. Alien Cat 2 is a fun puzzler, which is also getting an upgrade in the 3rd Indie Heroes collection. Don't know how you all feel about some of the games being enhanced editions, or what we've previously had. I'm fine with it, as it's a collection of games bundled together. I probably wouldn't pick them up if they were individually sold though. But the cream of the car, and probably the top game on Evercade for me, is Deadus. It's hard to talk about the game without giving much away. It just has to be experienced over and over and over again to be fully enjoyed. It went places I never expected, and each time I played I seemed to unravel something new. And guess what? Being a gorgeous Game Boy style game, it looks fucking amazing on the Super Pocket. I honestly can never stop praising this game. And in first place is, and I'm sure you're all going to think I'm nuts, but hear me out, the 12th Evercade console car, the Oliver Twins Collection. It's weird when a system that you primarily, let's be honest, get for nostalgia's sake, has been out long enough that you have nostalgia for the beginning of it. Well, that's what I get with this collection. Back when Twitter wasn't a complete cesspit of blue tick arseholes with shit takes being shoved in your face at every own mate's tweets, I kept seeing people talking about Evercade. And I was half interested, and then they released an Oliver Twins collection, filled to the brim with heavenly dizzy shenanigans, and I drawled, and I smiled, and I researched, and I bought. I had Dizzy in my pocket to play whenever I wanted. I couldn't believe such a thing could ever happen, and yet here I was. And now I can even play them on my 4K telly. It's still insane to me. Whenever I put my favourite Treasure Island Dizzy on, I am reminded how silly and insane it all is. And I smile. So this collection is the reason I bought an Evercade handheld back at the start. Bless that first machine, and why I have a channel, and why you're listening to me talking shit about this now. So if you are here now listening to me talking all this, you can blame it all and bring it all back to this one little cart of goodness, the Oliver Twins collection. And saying that, we can take it all back to Treasure Island Dizzy on the ZX Spectrum when I was a wee lad. Blessed be the Oliver Twins collection, blessed be the ZX Spectrum version of Treasure Island Dizzy, for without you this moment may never have happened. Yes, it's an absolute ridiculous reason to have a cart at number 1, but it is my favourite. And saying all that, it also has Super Robin Hood, which not only a damn good game, it has one of the funkiest soundtracks on the Evercade too. So there we have it, my ranking of all 36 Evercade console carts, and yes, I appreciate my list is a bit balmy, but it was more for the fun and to take a look at the entire collection as a whole before we move forward in 2024 to see what new shenanigans await, and I am quite excited to find out. So what do you think of the list as a whole? What are your 10 collections that you could not do without? And which are the carts you always keep with you, either in the pouch in your Super Pocket, EXP carry case, or always to hand with your VS? I'm a nosy fucker and always interested to find out what you think. In fact, in the end, that's why I'm here. Why we're all here, to chat about all this. And if you've made it here to the end of the episode, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you'd like. Either way, I'm just chuffed you poked your head in the door for a goosey gander. As always, I hope you're having the most awesomest of days, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.